Hello everyone, my name is PolishLynx and I'm very sorry I left you with that choice not made. Okay, lucky guess is probably a stupid option. So this is a crazy option, probably can lead to something bad, but let's go. I guess I could say I have a sort of sixth sense.
A sixth sense? As in psychic?
I guess you could call it that.
Can you give me details on how it works?
Well, she actually sounds like she might believe me. I can't really say, I just feel things. I get sick sometimes and then I know something bad has happened. Now he's staring hard at me, as if I should keep quiet. I guess just talking about my Kansei is a bad idea. Still, I feel as if she deserves at least a partial truth.
I see. I suppose it's different then.
Different? From what?
Many years ago, Mr. Alton experimented with extending the mental capacities of human beings. It's not like what you described, though.
What sort of experiments?
I don't really know much about it. It was a long time ago, before I started working for him. He just mentioned it in passing once, so I thought maybe that had something to do with it. He was terribly drunk at the time, though, so I suppose he might not have even been telling the truth. I'm sorry, I'm jumping to the strangest conclusions here. I must not be in a very good frame of mind right now.
Sophia sighs and shuts her eyes. She looks like she wants to cry again. I'm sorry, you really cared about Mr. Alton, didn't you? For a moment, Sophia doesn't respond. Her shoulders shudder as she takes in a deep breath. Finally, she opens her eyes and speaks in barely more than a whisper.
I don't know what I'm going to do now that he's gone.
I'm so sorry.
Marky places a gentle hand on Sophia's shoulder. For a moment, I feel strange. She definitely sounds sincere, but something about what she just said sounds off. Earlier, in my head, she was feeling relieved. Relieved? About what? Something is wrong, but I can't place it.
I'm sorry. I just really want to find the person who did this. If there's anything you need to know, just ask, okay?
Yeah, sure. Thanks. Examine the room. Some spoons and the spatula were all a bit dusty. Looks like a gas stove commercial grade. Spoon with hole in the bottom, probably not useful for serving soup, but perfect for straining pasta. It's empty. It's empty. It's a dish towel, it's about exciting as a limp towel. It's just a normal kettle, nothing suspicious. The fridge is pretty well stocked, but it's all prepackaged food. I guess no one cooks around here. Microwave, it's very clean, Sophia really keeps things tidy around here. Where's hot dinner? Marky probably made it. Okay, now okay. What do you think about Mr. Alton's death?
What do I think? I think it's terrible.
Well, that's a lot of information.
I'm sorry that you had to see him dead.
Well, I meant, who do you think did it?
I really can't say. I don't want to make any judgments.
He glances to the side and begins to absent-mindedly fiddle with his fingers. Can you just tell me your thoughts on everyone here?
Well, Liam is pretty angry with his uncle. His eyebrows went down every time he spoke about him. He covered his face when Aki started asking more questions, so he's got something to hide. I'm pretty sure Marissa's hiding something too. Every time she smiles, her eyebrows go up, as if she's worried. After she finished her interview with Mr. Alton, she was even more nervous than before.
Now he glances at Sophia before leaning in and whispering.
Sophia was pretty frustrated when we came, but now she's really anxious. She won't stop pacing back and forth.
And what about Kevin?
You mean that guy with the red hair? I didn't really get to see his face. Sorry.
Don't worry about it. I was just curious. Really, it's good to know that you know this much. I'm kind of impressed.
I've been studying body language for a while now.
Okay, man, thanks.
Feel free to come talk more if you want.
Yeah, but you probably don't have any more answers. Was Mr. Otten planning to cut Liam from his will?
He was. Liam's actions were very costly in terms of both money and public image. Mr. Otten wanted to punish him for his cavalier attitude. Dogfighting a few months ago, that was the last straw. Last week, Mr. Otten informed Liam that he would no longer be inheriting anything.
How did Liam take that?
He was furious, naturally. He called Mr. Otten a selfish and greedy old man, and he said that he'd make him regret his decision.
That's interesting.
Mr. Otten never got around to doing it. A lawyer was scheduled to visit next week.
That's even more
As it
interesting.
stands, all of Mr. Otten's fortune now belongs to Liam.
That's very, very interesting. How convenient for Liam. Killing someone seems like a good way to get revenge, although I don't think Mr. Otten regrets much now that he's dead. Still, it's definitely something to keep in mind. Can I ask you, why do you work for Mr. Otten?
Mr. Otten values my services. I am a trained professional and an excellent personal assistant.
That wasn't really an answer. What I meant was, why did you choose to work for him?
I have personal reasons, but my employment is both legal and morally sound.
Okay, let's ask. She will know maybe. Do you know anything about a vault or a safe hidden in this house?
Yes, Mr. Otten mentioned a safe place once or twice, although I don't know the exact location. I'm sure it's in the house somewhere, but the way he spoke of how inconvenient it was, I assume it wasn't located in his study.
Okay, I will come back later. Thank you
Of course.
for all the information. Move. Let's go here. I tried the door but it doesn't open. I thought Kevin said he'd be in here. I knock on the door and I hear the sound of footsteps. The door slides open.
What's up?
You said you'd be here.
Yeah, I did. What do you want?
I crane my neck to peer over Kevin's shoulder. The room behind him looks mostly empty, but I can see the glow of television screens across the wall. Can I come in? Kevin frowns, but he steps aside to let me in.
Sure, why not? Since Mr. Otten hired you, you'd probably be allowed in here anyway.
It doesn't take long to scan the contents of the cold room. There is not much on the tile floor, save for a single chair. A long counter stretches across one wall. It bears a lonely keyboard and mouse. Mounted on the wall are several monitors, and flickering with images of various rooms in the house. At first glance, it appears to be a room meant for a high-security corporate building, rather than just a house.
Welcome to my Fortress of Solitude. This is the command center for the entire house.
There are a lot of questions. So, you can see everything from here?
Not everything. Mr. Otten's office is strictly off limits. Very private, you know. No one knows what he does in there.
He folds his arm across his chest and scolds.
As if it isn't obvious.
Obvious? What's obvious?
Mr. Otten never likes to be far from his booze. His solution to anything stressful is to drink it away. Of course, he tries to hide it because it's not very professional, but every time he walks out of that room, he reeks of alcohol.
Huh. Do you know anything about Liam's nightlife?
You mean all the drinking and gambling, or extra stupid stuff?
Well, I was thinking about other things.
Oh, the dog fights then.
You knew about that?
Well, yeah. I'm the reason Mr. Otten found out in the first place. He asked me to track Liam's movements on his phone. Guess he didn't trust him. There's a surprise. Anyway, I noticed Liam was spending more and more time in a corner of town that's not really hot on the usual party clubs, so I did some more digging. Found out that Liam was watching dogfights, and in some cases, funding them himself. Big Will was furious when I told him. When you showed up, I thought he had hired a private investigator to get some proof. I guess it's kind of a moot point now.
Interesting. Okay, let's ask. Do you know anything about a vault hidden in this house?
A vault? Can't say I do.
Really?
If I had to guess, I'd say it's probably in his office. It's the most secure place around here, after all. Although, I can't think of anything he might have that's more valuable than that precious artifact collection of his. He sunk more money than I care to think about buying all that old stuff up. Maybe that old museum of his is the vault. He certainly loves it enough.
What do you mean?
He wanders in there all the time, just to look at stuff.
Kevin points at one of the monitors on the wall. The glowing screen displays an angled image of the museum.
That room has so much stuff he cares about. You could probably say it's his vault.
Kevin points to the bottom corner of the screen.
There's a blind spot right here. Anything under the camera won't show up on the monitor. It's the only place in the house with such a massive blind spot. I keep telling Mr. Alton that we should reposition the camera, but he refuses.
Why would Mr. Alton willingly hide a portion of his house? Maybe there's something there that he doesn't want Kevin to see. I'll have to go inspect it myself. Okay, can we ask you how'd you get this job?
Mr. Alton offered it to me.
Really?
Well, yeah, he handpicks everyone who works for him.
How did he find you?
I graduated in the top of my class at a university he funds. He offered this job to me straight out of college.
That's pretty lucky.
Yeah, that's the word for it.
Something is weird about that thing. Your face changed. Well, am I enjoying things or is he resentful about something? Let's go with this. Can you think of any reason that someone would want Mr. Alton dead?
You're kidding, right?
No?
You must be new around here. Mr. Alton's infamous around these parts. He's a ruthless sort of dude. Any little guy tries to start something new, he crushes them. Poaches employees, spreads rumors, heck, he's even brought in the courts multiple times. He'll say that these other companies are infringing on his trademark or something equally stupid. Of course, that's only the stuff we know about. If you ask me, he's got more than just dirty business practices going on. I mean, seriously, look at this place. No one builds a house like this in the middle of nowhere
seriously
unless
we
he's
should
got
check the
something to
museum
hide.
again.
If he's not doing something illegal, I'll eat my motherboard.
I wonder where is that blank point, but I can't see because of this guy. Probably there is monitor here or here or here. Why do you work for Mr. Alton?
The money. Duh.
But you said he's probably doing illegal things. Doesn't that bother you?
Never actually witnessed him do anything illegal, and maintaining his security system is harmless. So even if he goes down, I can't be held responsible for anything.
In other words, you don't really care where the money comes from as long as you don't get in trouble.
Yeah, pretty much. Why, should I?
I'm starting to think that I'm not going to like anyone in this house. If these are the people Mr. Alton surrounds himself with, I can't imagine the sort of people he's trying to hide from. That's all for now.
Come by if you want to ask me anything else.
Fine. Move. Oh. Okay, stairs. Hallway, I guess. Hallway. No idea what this is. Kitchen. Oh, this is the place. Oh no, that's not the place. Where the heck is the museum? Here? I don't know, let's go out. Move. Here. As I enter the lobby, Aki races down the stairs and nearly runs me over. Whoa!
Oops, sorry, Con.
Where have you been?
I was just upstairs with Liam. Oh, don't look at me like that. It's not what you think.
Of course.
For your information, I was just asking Liam about the staff. Did you know that none of Mr. Otten's personal staff are paid?
What? That can be true. Kevin said that Mr. Otten pays him well.
Well, then Kevin was lying.
That red-haired piece of crap. Liar. And what makes you think Liam wasn't lying?
Let's just say that he strongly believes it's in his best interest to be truthful.
In other words, use your Kansei.
Got it in one.
So if Mr. Otten doesn't pay anyone, why do they work for him?
Kevin's family owns a small business that's in serious trouble. Mr. Otten pulled a few strings to keep the creditors away, and they'll stay away as long as Kevin works for him. As for Sophia, it seems her husband's heart is failing. Mr. Otten promised to move him to the top of the recipient list for the company's new organ creation project.
Whoa. So basically he gets people to be completely devoted to him by holding on to what they love. And in the end, he doesn't have to pay a cent.
I have to admit, I'm actually kind of impressed.
This is getting complicated.
What about you? Find anything interesting?
Well, when I read at Mr. Otten's death, the last thing he thought was protecting a vault. He said the vault had to be protected at all costs.
Maybe the killer is after it too. We should try to figure out what's in it. Or, better yet, actually find it.
Yes. That's what I will try to do. But that will be in the next episode after more and more talking with people. Hope you enjoy. See you in the next one.